So for this video, I want to briefly kind of reminisce on my time with Rainbow Six Siege over the last year, and also for those of you that are waiting for Red Dead Redemption 2 videos, I'm trying to think of ideas, so if you have any ideas for Red Dead Redemption 2 videos, leave them in the comment section of this video, which I know is kind of counterintuitive because it's Rainbow Six Siege video, but leave a comment and I will, get my own ideas flowing. I just need some inspiration. So it's been about a year since I got into Rainbow Six Siege. I had played it before a year ago, I had dabbled in it, I even thought I was getting into it before that, but it just never was something that grabbed me. Now Rainbow Six Siege is one of my all-time favorite online competitive shooters. So I thought I'd talk about my learning experience, the people I've met, and how getting better at the game has felt more satisfying than just about every other shooter I own. And so let's start off with that. Basically, I'm an FPS channel. I do Call of Duty, Battlefield, and I'll focus on whatever game I'm in the mood to talk about, whether it's making me mad or happy. You're gonna see a lot of whatever is on my mind and whatever I want to play. I don't really want to have a schedule of I need to upload Rainbow on Wednesday, and I need to upload Call of Duty on Saturday, and I need to upload, Battlefield on Friday. That would definitely ruin my enjoyment of shooters. And when it comes to games like Call of Duty, it's gone through some rough patches recently, the franchise I mean. I don't like Black Ops 4 currently because I find it annoying. I think it's fun to play occasionally, but overall, I can't say I like it because of how annoyed I am when I play it. Call of Duty World War II was incredibly boring to me. I think it was on the opposite end of the spectrum. It didn't do enough new, it didn't learn from previous boots-on-ground Call of Duty games, and it didn't really capture the magic of why I like Call of Duty. I thought Infinite Warfare was a great shooter, but it came at a time where I was fatigued on 3-lane maps, advanced movement, fast-paced, clusterfucky Call of Duty combat, specialist rig systems, and all of that shit. I think Infinite Warfare, and this is just my controversial opinion, you can unsubscribe, I think Infinite Warfare is a much better game than Black Ops 3, I think it's a much better game than COD World War II, and honestly I think it's a more balanced game, somehow, than Black Ops 4. I had fun throughout the life cycle of that game, the devs kept up with it. After the first couple of rough patch months with Infinite Warfare, the devs really kept up with it and they really treated the players that enjoyed it to some special weapons and free content. For a while there'd be a problem on Thursday, it'd be fixed Friday morning, and it was just really good, streamlined support from the developers. I had great connections in all of my lobbies, just about, and honestly, great experience, but I was just fatigued on that style. I did not like Battlefield 1 very much, and Battlefield 5 is kind of going that same way, where they don't really capture what I love about the Battlefield franchise. I think the last Call of Duty that really grabbed me was Call of Duty Ghosts, even though I've enjoyed every other Call of Duty since then to some degree. I don't really hate any of them. I've had fun in them. I mean, I got to the max prestige level 200 something in Black Ops 3, and I got all the guns Dark Matter and whatever. I've had fun in every Call of Duty, but I really haven't been into it since Ghosts. I really haven't been into Battlefield since 4, and I enjoyed Hardline, but I wouldn't say I was into Hardline. I just thought it was a great game with some really cool features, but really, I haven't really loved a Battlefield since 4. And my problem with games like Overwatch and anything of the sort, it just kind of feels like shooters are getting more objective-oriented, smaller, more simpler maps, less variety in the combat, more just pushing objectives and racking up score and make the numbers show up and die and come back and do it all again, and I'm not really into that. I liked it when Call of Duty had complicated maps and Battlefield games actually felt big, not just like large maps, I mean like big maps, with tall skyscrapers you can get on top of and all that verticality and secret rooms and little tunnels, and it wasn't always perfectly balanced, but it felt like a sandbox. It was so massive, you had so many tools at your disposal, and going back to World War I and II, they've definitely lost that, and it definitely makes the game less enjoyable to me. So it just kind of feels like Call of Duty and Battlefield really haven't been themselves recently, and so I also got tired of the kind of clusterfucky objective games like Overwatch. I just not a fan of that, and I kind of got tired of the easy kills ability play with games like Destiny and of course Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, and Doom's multiplayer just never really felt populated, and finding good matches in Titanfall was also kind of hard. All of those factors might be why I like Rainbow Six Siege or got into it, because I just felt like everywhere I looked it was an unoptimal experience for me. I didn't like where Battlefield was going. Titanfall didn't really have the player base. The overall pace of the Call of Duty games at the time was becoming fatiguing and just overwhelmingly annoying. Rainbow Six Siege comes along, I get into it, and it becomes the answer to my prayers. It's a game that is objective oriented, but it's also more strategic. It's slow paced and then it's fast-paced. There's a variety to each match. Sometimes me and my friends win or lose matches methodically. Sometimes we win or lose matches from rushing and being aggressive, and there's always a difference in every round. I mean, sometimes you battle a team where you have to battle them the same way, but the next match is different. So if your rounds are the same, the next match will be different. If those two matches are the same, likely, if you're playing against a different team in a third match, it's not going to be the same. It's not grueling, it's not repetitive. I don't feel like I'm throwing my body on another pile of bodies trying to capture some sort of arbitrary objective that's just going to get captured after I've died 50 times on it. I feel like there's more thought going into it. I don't think it's a realistic game, but it's definitely more tactical, it's more methodical, it's more planned out, it's more thought out, and somehow, despite having smaller play spaces, has more variety. And that's really what gets me about Rainbow Six Siege. The combat variety is unique every time I play it. Every play session gives me a variety of experiences because each map is so well crafted. I mean, they're not all perfectly balanced, but they're crafted in a way so that they're not all the same. It's not cookie cutter. And I just like playing a game where I actually have variety on a match-to-match basis. You can't play Presidential Plane the way you play Tower, the way you play Skyscraper, the way you play Chalet, the way you play House, and I love that. And those are map names, of course. And although I got tired of the ability play in other shooters, the operators in Rainbow Six Siege, they're not always perfectly balanced, but they don't feel like I win buttons, they don't feel like I kill buttons. And there's so much potential at your fingertips with a fast TTK game with one-shot headshots, and on console there's no aim assist either, so it's really all in your hands how you deal with each situation. Even things I hate dealing with, like getting pushed by somebody that's Finka boosted, or getting pushed by a blitz, I like that in a sense because I can still headshot them. I can still potentially prone. I can turn away from the flash of blitz and maybe nitro sell him, or if I'm playing a smoke, or if he runs into my cap can trap, or I can trick him into stepping on a frost mat. You know, it's usually frustrating. It usually ends with me dying and getting mad, but the potential is there. You feel so in control of your character that you just kind of feel like you have a lot of possibilities in every situation, even if the situation is stacked against you. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it definitely crosses my two big boxes for FPS games, which I could do a whole other video about, and that is combat variety and the feeling of potential. Rainbow Six Siege gives you the perfect amount of intel for the type of game that it is. It gives you the perfect amount of killing potential for just about every operator and every weapon. And on top of that, it's customizable. Each operator has unique weapons and they can be customized, and of course each operator brings their own gadget and utility to the match, which I love learning and getting better at. And that's the thing, I'm not a great Rainbow Six Siege player. That's why it's hilarious to me when people tell me I don't like certain games because I'm bad at them. I would not play Rainbow Six Siege if that was the case. But I like learning it. I feel like it gives me the proper amount of intel. I feel like it gives me the proper amount of potential. So I'm eager to get better at it. I'm eager to learn it. I'm not saying it can't be frustrating, because it certainly goddamn can be. But even when it feels unfair, it feels more fair than some of the mechanics I see in Battlefield 5 or Black Ops 4, for instance. And throughout this year, I've met nice people. I've met people that are fun to play with, and Rainbow Six Siege has become a social experience. The game is so satisfying when you work with people that just about every night my friends are wondering, at least one of my friends is wondering, if I'm on to play. And that crosses off another box for me, where it's a game that you could play solo and you'd be given enough information. You can pick certain operators that are great for solo queuing, whether in casual or ranked, and you can go and do that and you're not going to have a terrible time. But when you play with a friend, it's optimized like tenfold, and it feels like a different game, and it's so much more fun. And even on Xbox, people are using the in-game chat, which is phenomenal. But that's not happening in COD, that's not happening in Battlefield, at least for me. People are not doing it, and I go into Rainbow Six Siege, even just a casual match, one person will be talking. I've made 3 good friends from just playing over this last year. I've met other people and they kind of came and went, but I have definitely made some good friends through playing Rainbow Six Siege, and if they didn't have their mics on, I would have never met them. And I have to say, I just missed that from games like Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or 3 or Black Ops 2, I just felt like there was enough variety, there was a great pacing to the matches, and people were in game chat and they're always yelling at each other and asking to party up, and I liked that, and it just feels like that's kind of dead. And with Rainbow Six, it feels very much so alive, or at least more alive. And learning the game and figuring out operators that I want to use and figuring out how I want to play just has been so rewarding. I mean, recently I've just got into roaming. After a year of playing, I'm getting into roaming and feeling comfortable roaming, because my one problem in Rainbow Six Siege is fear. I don't like having my back up against walls, I don't like passing in front of windows, I hear footsteps around me and my heart starts to beat, and I'm trying to get that under control, and I'm trying to get it to the point where I can actually roam properly, not just, you know, go sit in a corner and then flank enemies. I mean actually, you know, go out and meet enemies on defense, and that's what I'm trying to learn right now. And on attack, I'm trying to learn how to just be better at hunting those types of, you know, good roamers, and it's just been such a satisfying experience, and I highly recommend it if you want a good FPS game to play with your friends. You can usually find it on sale for a pretty good price. I'm not sure exactly what the point of this video was, but basically, I'm saying what I said in my Rainbow Six Siege Saved Me video. I think I said I did that video in spring or summer, maybe even fall. I don't know, it wasn't fall, it was probably spring or summer. But I did a video called Rainbow Six Siege Saved Me, and I still stand by that. It's an FPS game that I thoroughly enjoy playing day in and day out. Around every other season, I take a week break or a 2-week break, and, you know, that's not bad, you know, just to go play other shooters and focus on other things for the channel and for my own sanity. I am someone that needs a variety of shooters in my life, otherwise I will start getting fatigued and angry. But to conclude this video, I didn't think I would get to that feeling again that I had when I first learned how to do decent at Call of Duty, and when I first started getting better at COD, and when I first started getting better at Battlefield and figuring out the gun mechanics and positioning and getting confidence. When I first started doing that, that felt amazing to like finally realize, hey, I'm actually playing the game now. I'm not learning it, I'm playing it. And I'm getting to that point now in Siege. A year later, I'm getting to that point now in Siege where I feel like I'm actually playing Siege and not just still trying to fumble around and attempt to learn it. And I didn't think I'd feel that again, because with Call of Duty or Battlefield or other shooters, I just kind of feel like I got it down and I don't need that confidence anymore. I don't need to go regain confidence in those games. I like them or I don't, I play them or I don't. Whereas with Siege, it's constantly pulling me by the shirt, like, come get better at me, come learn me. And that's such a great feeling, and that was my tangent about Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know why anyone watched it, and I don't know why you're still sitting here. Probably it was only going to get like 400 views because it's a Rainbow Six Siege video, but whatever. See you when I see you. Goodbye.
Hold on. There we go, we're going in hot. Come on, boys! Oh, poor boy. Oh, he got concussed.
That's so sad.
Immediately. Ah! He's like, oh,
that's so.
I just want to crash.
You left.
I can't blame him.
Can you? Yeah, I was gonna say, can you blame him?